Hi, I'm James Smith, and I'll be your online English teacher. Welcome to my daily podcast, the Royal Guard Podcast. Daily English made to say. Hello there, and a very warm welcome back to the Royal Guardian Podcast. I hope you are sitting comfortably with a hot beverage in your hand. I have just poured a fresh cup of Earl Grey, and the steam is rising beautifully in the studio light. It is a peaceful moment, and I am delighted to share it with you. Now, let me ask you something. Do you want to speak English with more confidence? Do you want to understand native speakers more easily? And do you want to sound more natural when you speak? If the answer is yes, then you are in exactly the right place. By listening to these episodes regularly, you will see massive improvements in your skills. Consistency is the magic ingredient. In this specific session, we are going to talk about a topic that is both wonderful and terrifying: family gatherings. We will learn how to survive dinners, how to answer awkward questions from relatives, and how to make polite conversation. Before we start, remember one thing. It is impossible to understand 100% of the audio immediately. Do not worry. Focus on the context. If you miss a word, just keep listening. Repetition is the key. The more you return to this video, the clearer it will become. Here is our plan for this session. First, we will look at a special word. Then, we will have a listening challenge about Barnaby's family dinner. After that, we will break down the vocabulary from the story. Then, we will relax with some good news. And finally, we will finish with our shadowing practice. So, relax your shoulders, take a sip of tea, and let us begin.
First section, the world of the day.
Let us start with the word of the episode. The word is gathering, a gathering. This is a noun that describes a group of people coming together for a specific purpose. We often use it for families. Instead of saying a party, which implies loud music and dancing, we say a family gathering, which implies food, talking, and sitting around a table. Now, keep that word in mind as we move to the listening challenge.
Second section, listening challenge.
Last weekend, Barnaby went to a large family gathering at his Aunt Martha's house. Aunt Martha is a very strict woman who prides herself on her cooking. She spent 5 hours cooking a traditional meat pie. The family sat down. The atmosphere was serious. Aunt Martha watched everyone eat, waiting for compliments. Barnaby took a large bite. He wanted to say that the meat was chewy, which means difficult to eat, but he forgot the word. He smiled nervously at his aunt and said loudly, "Wow, Aunt Martha, this meat is incredibly tough. It is like eating an old shoe." The table went silent. His cousins stopped eating. Aunt Martha turned pale. Barnaby realized his mistake immediately. He tried to fix it by saying, it is very strong, like a shoe that lasts a long time." That did not help. Barnaby spent the rest of the meal eating vegetables in silence. He was not allowed to have dessert. Poor Barnaby. He always tries his best, but his vocabulary always betrays him at the worst possible moments. That was a painful moment for Barnaby, but a great lesson for us. Let us analyze the vocabulary from the story deeply in this section.
Third section, vocabulary.
First, the adjective strict. I said Aunt Martha is strict. This means she demands that rules are obeyed. She is not relaxed. You must behave perfectly around a strict person. Second, the word chewy. If meat is chewy, you have to use your teeth a lot before you can swallow it. It is usually a negative thing. Good meat should be tender. Barnaby should have lied and said it was tender. Third, the idiom to put your foot in it. Although I did not use this exact phrase in the story, It describes exactly what Barnaby did. To put your foot in it means to say something embarrassing or tactless by accident. Barnaby put his foot in it when he mentioned the shoe. Fourth, the black sheep. In many families, there is one person who is different, odd, or gets in trouble. We call this person the black sheep of the family. I suspect Barnaby is the black sheep of his family. And finally, inquisitive. This describes someone who asks too many questions. At family gatherings, there is always one inquisitive uncle who wants to know everything about your salary or your love life.
Fourth section, listening questions.
Now, I want to ask you 3 quick questions to check your memory. I will give you 5 seconds to answer. Question 1. Who cooked the dinner? Aunt Martha cooked the dinner. Question 2. What did Barnaby compare the meat to? He compared it to an old shoe. A terrible compliment. Question 3. Did Barnaby get any dessert? No, he did not. That was his punishment. Now that we have learned what not to say at dinner, let us give your brain a short rest. Let us look at some heartwarming stories about families.
Fifth section, good news.
Story number 1. 2 sisters in South Korea were separated when they were children. They were adopted by different families in the United States. 40 years later, they both took a DNA test, not knowing the other one existed. The database matched them immediately. They discovered they were living only 1 hour away from each other. They finally reunited and now have a weekly dinner to catch up on lost time. Story number 2. A grandfather in England decided he wanted to connect with his teenage grandson. The grandson loved video games, so the grandfather secretly took lessons. He learned how to play Minecraft. On the grandson's birthday, the grandfather logged into the game and built a virtual castle for him. The boy was amazed. It shows that making an effort to understand someone else's world is the best way to bond. Story number 3. In a small town in Italy, the community organizes a long table event every month. They put tables in the street that stretch for hundreds of meters. Everyone brings a dish, and anyone who doesn't have family nearby is invited to sit and eat for free. It turns strangers into neighbors and neighbors into family. I hope those stories made you smile. Now, let us wake up your mouth muscles.
Sixth section, shadowing.
Welcome to the shadowing session. In this session, we will focus on polite conversation and answering inquisitive questions. We will use the double repetition method. I say it, you repeat it. I say it again, you repeat it again. Let's begin with polite compliments, unlike Barnaby. First phrase, praising the food. This meal is absolutely delicious. Thank you. This meal is absolutely delicious. Thank you. Next, asking about someone's life. It is so lovely to catch up with everyone. It is so lovely to catch up with everyone. Next, answering the work question. Work is going well. I am very busy at the moment. Work is going well. I am very busy at the moment. Next, changing the subject politely. Anyway, tell me about your holiday. How was it? Anyway, tell me about your holiday. How was it? Next, leaving the table. Please excuse me. I am going to help with the dishes. Please excuse me. I am going to help with the dishes. Excellent work. You sound perfectly polite. Remember, family gatherings are an opportunity to practice your listening skills, even if the questions are annoying. If you found this session helpful, please subscribe to the channel. It helps us continue making these episodes for you. And tell me in the comments, what is the most annoying question your relatives ask you? Is it about marriage, money, or your hair? I want to know. Barnaby is currently writing an apology letter to his Aunt Martha, so I must go and check his spelling. I am James Smith. Have a wonderful time with your loved ones, and keep speaking English. Goodbye.